Hey guys, Pasay Baller here. We are now on the fifth and the last game for this February 20th NBA Game Day edition. I thought there would be 6 games, but I was wrong. This is really the last game for this game day. This is Portland Trail Blazers going up against Washington Wizards. Now, before we start talking about this, I'm just inviting everyone who have not subscribed to our YouTube account or YouTube channel yet, Pasay Baller, to click on the subscribe button below and also include that bell logo. That way, automatically, you guys will be receiving the notifications whenever we have a new video up. Again, Washington Wizards versus Portland Trail Blazers. Let's take a look at their records or standings. For Washington Wizards, they're number 13 of the East. Bad place to be with 9 wins and 17 losses. But tell you what, Washington Wizards have started to figure out how to win. And matter of fact, they're actually approaching this game with a 3-game winning streak. So that's the first time that we've seen Washington Wizards in such a momentum. So I'm really excited for them. You know, it's too early to give up. So we'll see. We'll see what Beal and Westbrook can do. And now that they're being supported by the rest of their game. Now for Portland Trail Blazers, they're doing great, man. They're number 4 of the Western Conference with 18 wins and 10 losses. And if Washington Wizards is having a 3-game winning streak, tell you what, Portland Trail Blazers is having a 6-game winning streak, and that is actually the longest active winning streak right now in the NBA, because last night Utah Jazz just lost their game, and their 9-game losing streak was put into an end by who were they up against? The Los Angeles Clippers. So taking a look at the details of this would be played at Portland, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, that's 11 a.m. Manila. Spread given is minus 3.5 for Portland, plus 3.5 for Washington. Portland Trail Blazers obviously would have the home court advantage. I don't think there will be much of an edge for any team for fatigue factor, because both teams are well rested coming to this game. They didn't play last night. So let's just take a look at the injuries. Maybe there are changes for both teams. So let's start with the Portland Trail Blazers. Yeah, I guess this is a bit the same. For Portland Trail Blazers, there are 4 that they'll be missing. Nurkic, McCollum, they won't be joining them until March. Collins is out indefinitely because he's actually out for the rest of the season, and Giles is actually out indefinitely too, and this is due to some calf injury. Now for Washington Wizards. Well, Thomas Bryant, they lost Bryant for the rest of the season. Anthony Gill is actually questionable for this Saturday game against Portland, and they won't be having Isha Smith too, and they won't be having Isha Smith until mid-April. It says here, man, that's a long time. That's a long time, and they badly need Isha Smith because we know how explosive he could be, and he could actually provide some instant offense off the bench. But more importantly, he could actually give some rest minutes for either Westbrook and Beal, because he plays the guard post. Okay, so who do we pick? This is an interesting matchup because both teams are having great momentum. Again, Washington Wizards is on a 3-game winning streak. Portland Trail Blazers in a 6-game winning streak. For Portland Trail Blazers, they're actually doing it without most of their bigs. They don't have Nurkic, they don't have Collins, so pretty much the ones playing the big post for them is obviously Enes Kanter, and he is being helped out by Derek Jones and Covington. Even Melo is actually helping them out. So I'm looking at Washington Wizards. They got centers, right? They got bigs. I forgot the name of that dude who came from Germany, and Lopez. Who's that? Wagner. There we go. So they got Wagner and Lopez. I don't think they would be playing. They would be playing both of these players at the same time, because that will make them slow. But Lopez and Wagner can obviously provide some defense and some rebounding. And they got Bertans as well, a big who could shoot outside. Hachimura would be for me the answer to Washington Wizards, whether they could beat Portland Trail Blazers or not, because I guess it's already given Beal and Westbrook would be scoring a lot on this game. And for Portland Trailblazers, I guess it is also a given that Lillard and Trent would also be scoring a lot. So it's going to be like Hachimura versus Melo. Who would be scoring more between those two, and who would be adding rebounds and defense on those two? Because for Portland Trailblazers, they have a lot of other options. Like um, they got Covington, they got Rodney Hood, they got Derrick Jones, and man, Enes Kanter is playing like a horse. So I'm looking at Portland Trailblazers still having an edge on this at the end of the day. And man, how can you say no to a team who's having a 6-game winning streak and most of their bigs are actually out? So it's just basically Damian Lillard leading the pack, and the rest of his boys is following them. And I appreciate how Portland Trailblazers do the gang rebounding and then the gang defense. I don't know if there's even such a term, but they just help each other out in terms of trying to stop people in the paint. And I like that. I like whenever a team hustles, and look at them now. 6-game winning streak even without most of their bigs and most of their defenders. Even without CJ McCollum. So I'm picking Portland Trailblazers on this. What's the spread again? Yeah. Portland Trailblazers minus 3.5. All right. Again, this is the last game for February 20, 2021 game day. Thank you very much for those who are supporting and for those who have joined today. We are now accepting donations and tips through our PayPal account. You can just reach us on our Facebook account. It has the same name, Passive Baller. You can just look for that page, follow and like that one, and you can start sending us messages or questions. We can actually give you our PayPal information through the Messenger account. Okay? Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, everyone, and take care always. Peace out, Pasay love, and God bless.